Last night, we witnessed the Seattle Seahawks become NFL champions, but we got to look at the New England Patriots. The bigger issue for the New England Patriots during the game was who? Josh McDaniels or Will Campbell? Y'all know we're going to talk about that, talk about Kenneth Walker's playoff run, and then Puka Nacua tried to throw some shade. Yeah, all right. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down right after this.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, NFL fans? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, joined by Steve-O. So if you love talking this football talk, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Steve-O, what's the word?
What's the word, bro?
Man, we got through this Super Bowl. Now we move on into the off season. But before we start our off season coverage, we got to finish talking about this game, bro. I gave the people my thoughts last night immediately after the game. How was you feeling about this game?
It was just complete belt ass. It's just like the game was kind of written in the first half. Like the defense, like I've been saying, I'm gonna reiterate, they the Persian army. They just keep coming wave after wave. There was nothing they could do, and quite frankly, the what it was is they just didn't allow them to get ahead of the sticks at all. They couldn't run the ball, and they didn't give them enough time to throw the ball. Every time they tried to throw deep, it was a sack. And quite frankly, we all kind of knew this was kind of the inevitable. We all knew that this O line for the New England Patriots was questionable. We all knew this. The weapons around them was questionable, and that was probably the two biggest problems when it came to this whole team. The liability of this entire game was there was no separation from their wide receivers at all, and that O line did not come. They was not prepared for what was coming for them in this game. They got their ass whoop on the D line. They got their ass whoop on the second level of defense, and they got their ass whoop on the third level of defense. Simply, they got neutralized. There was nothing they can do. Josh McDaniels usually tries to attack in a way, and he went straight on the defense because he just knew there's nothing my quarterback can do in this moment. He was frazzled. He was hit early and often, and they were just from the beginning to end. There was just nothing much that the Patriots could do against this team. We all knew the surreal Super Bowl was the 2 weeks ago against the Rams, but it is what it is. They came in, did their job, and they got another Super Bowl in their hands. So congrats to them.
For sure, man. That defense was relentless. And we talked about it before we even got to the game, how vicious that defense is for Seattle, and how Mike McDonald was just he just too good for you to not go out there and utilize 12-man personnel, 13-man personnel. Honestly, I was surprised that they didn't do more of that. And then Steve-O, I said live during the live last night, I understand that y'all respect Ramondre Stevenson, but the more dynamic runner appeared, at least in spots, to be Travion Henderson, who was able to get around on some of those outside run plays that Josh McDaniels was calling up. And I think he could have been a difference in the game, not necessarily saying that they could have won it, but you could have gave yourself a better chance at least to establish the run if you would have utilized Travion Henderson just a little bit more. But they kind of let him fall out of the rotation during a playoff run. And I don't know why they didn't pivot, but it is what it is now, right?
Yep.
So
the Fat Lady song multiple times on that one.
that's a fact. But Steve-O, looking at how well the Seattle Seahawks played, and we got to talk about the New England Patriots. Moving forward, the bigger issue, or at least in this game, was it Will Campbell or was it Josh McDaniels in your mind?
I mean, it was Will Campbell as well as the whole line, but y'all don't have a tackle.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have a left tackle. That dude is not a tackle. It just is what it is. Like, they simply beat him off two moves: rip through, bull rush. And the motherfucker set his anchor, but that anchor wasn't fucking deep enough in the ocean, because every time they just pushed his ass right over. Yeah. And that's your money. That's your money position. That's the most expensive position on that line. That's the quarterback's blind side. We all say the left tackle got to be the best player on that line. That's just usually how it goes. And he simply was not. He got his ass whooped anytime he got to deal with speed and a combination of speed and power. His raps. And that's simply what it was. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was things Josh Allen I felt can do, like you said, 12-man personnel. Like you said, using Henderson in certain aspects. Possibly. I mean, to be honest, outside of those two things that he could have tried, I think he did try everything. But at the end of the day, when you know your O line can't hold up and your quarterback is fucking out there thinking 14 miles per hour, like it's nothing much you can do. Josh McDaniels is a coach that likes to stack plays together. I'm gonna do this play because I seen this work. I'm gonna do this play to set up this play. You can't do that when you can't even run the ball. You can't even get a slant through. Like when it's come down to simple plays, simple ways to just give the ball into they playmakers' hands, they simply could not do it because the defense was just flying everywhere. And it simply came down to it. The better team was Seattle from top to bottom. They the more talented team. I will say, like Vrabel did his best. Like for the most part, I mean, up until the second half, it was a chess match because they wasn't scoring up. They was still playing great defense on the Patriots side, not allowing touchdowns to happen and getting key stops, even though Seattle was driving in certain instances. But the nail in the coffin was they could not stop Ken Walker. I looked up and I'm like, damn, he got 14 attempts for 100 yards. And if they don't stop him, it's gonna be a long one. I think he ended up finishing with like 130. End up being MVP. So yeah, it was just. I mean, yeah, like I said, if stuff Josh McDaniels, I feel like maybe a couple things he could have did to improve, but at the end of the day, Jesus could have been out there. He just would have. I have to take this game over because if I don't, they ain't got a chance.
It be like that sometime. I'm looking at Josh McDaniels on this one. Simply because I feel like your offensive game plan was to keep it close, keep it low scoring. I feel like that Josh McDaniels as the OC, you could have been a little bit more aggressive to start the game off. Maybe some surprise stuff. But I look at Will Campbell. You had first of all, your whole left side is two rookies. Left guard, left tackle is two rookies, and both of them was getting whooped. Steve-O, I seen a stat that said that the Seattle Seahawks got 16 pressures. 14 pressures came from Will Campbell alone. Help him. Help him. And it was very, very evident from the start of the game that he was gonna have a long day. And and that's why I'm looking at it. I'm like, bro, you got to prepare these guys in a better way. But ultimately, you are right. The Seattle Seahawks were the much better team, and they showed that last night. And Drake May, I don't feel like he ever got comfortable. Like them two, it was 2 touchdowns. That the pass to Hollins over the middle of the field, and then right after the pass on the left side of the field was a touchdown. Those were Hail Mary shots, pretty much. He was like, fuck it, I'm throwing it
Basically.
at this point. Yeah. And I feel like you could have settled your quarterback down a little bit to start that game off, and you was just check down Charlie. And I love defensive backs that can tackle, bro. I love defensive backs that can tackle. I think I only counted one missed tackle throughout that game when they went to a check down. And everything else.
And it was early on.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. With Bryant.
Yeah,
and,
Bryant, yeah.
They missed the opportunity. To me, what you seen later in the game when you was able to get Pop Douglas the ball in open space and to see how he was able to generate at least something. And that was the difference in the game for me because Sam Darnold didn't have the best game, but he was stepping up in the pocket and letting it go. And I feel like Drake May, for some strange reason, I'm not going to say that he wasn't told not to run, but I feel like his legs could have been utilized a little bit more better.
But
that was mostly on him. He was absolutely seeing ghosts. I'm like, damn, is this Sam Darnold or the Jets out there? And that was the difference of the game for me, bro. It was just crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely the difference of the game. Ain't too much you could like I said, to me, from a schematics, like I said, yeah, you could have said a different game plan, but I still feel like Mike McDonald on that defense would have figured it out.
Yeah, bro. Cause first of all, on the first series, both defenses played well, in my opinion. That's why I enjoyed the game as a football purist.
Yeah,
I love chess matches. For the people that don't normally watch, they want the shootouts and shit like that. I'm like, no, this shit is
yeah,
fun to me because the Seattle Seahawks offense first drive, Vrabel was like, we blitzing. The New England Patriots first offensive drive, Mike McDonald was like, we blitzing. And they was just coming at each other. And that's why it was such a low scoring game to start the game. And I was like, man, I love this shit because now you got to figure out how can you pick up chunk plays throughout this game. Sam Darnold was able to pick up some chunk plays early on and throughout it. And they relied on their kicker to put in points. See, all my analytics guys would have told Mike McDonald in the Seattle Seahawks to go for it on all them fourth downs instead of taking the points.
and he
Guess
kicked
what he
every
did?
single one of them.
Took the points.
Every single time. Even the time where I knew when it was like I want to say 20-something to 7, and he had all timeouts. He was like, bro, you can go for it if you want to. Nope, I'm kicking it. And then they went back down and got a fumble or either an interception, then scored right after that. I think it was the fumble. Yeah.
Easy. Analytics don't take into the human aspect of this shit. Points are premium.
Especially in playoffs and Super Bowls.
That's a fact. It ain't no next week. You win or you go home. That's what we love about it. But hey, Steve-O, let's shift our gears to the Super Bowl MVP. And Kenneth Walker, man. He had an impressive playoff run, bro. Versus the 49ers, 116 yards with 3 touchdowns. Versus the Rams, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. And in the Super Bowl, the biggest game of his life, 135 yards on 27 carries to get that Super Bowl MVP. His pops don't even come to his games because he don't like crowds. But he put on a show for his pops who showed up to the Super Bowl. What about Kenneth Walker did you like throughout these playoffs and more specifically in the Super Bowl?
Well, it just makes sense why this team is the way they are because they got some fucking crazy ass parents on this side. You got this motherfucker scoring the touchdown. His dad just like, you got Nico Moretti, mama talking about, I don't know what the big deal is or why they talking about football in this game. I'm just here so he can win and we can go home. Are you still going to be a doctor after you done playing with your little football? Like, but that's it. That's how you create some demons in that motherfucker. But hey, when everybody was going down, saying, "Oh, sharpen not down. I don't know if they could do." I'm like, that's the motherfucker though. Mm-hmm. Ken Walker always been the guy. We've seen it even with his short stint when he had hair. Yeah. Now he cut the shit off. Now he was looking like goddamn little ass Adrian Peterson out there. It is what it. But when it come down to it, he got to get more respect because he's the perfect back. He's somebody you could thump with, and he's shifty enough to break away for some good gains, which he did. I think he had 2 big, I think, 10+ yard run and a 20+ yard run in this game, which was key in those instances. Was very key in those times. So shout out to him. That's all I can say. Like he's gonna especially after this game, I think he's gonna start getting the respect around the league. But I was already starting to give him that respect.
Yeah, bro. The patience that he had.
Poise.
Bro, it was just crazy. He had patience. He seen those alleys open up. And shout out to Clint Kubiak. He called himself a hell of a game. Will be leaving the team to go coach the Las Vegas Raiders next season. But hey, he left it out on the line for them. He set them up. Whether they wasn't scoring touchdowns early, but he was getting them down the field. And he leaned on that run game, rushing 27 times with one player. Hey, you got to go ahead and chalk that up to the game and say, hey, this is a hell of a performance for Ken Walker, man. He put on a show, and it was just like, man, we just gonna keep running it. We're gonna lean on these principles, we're gonna lean on these games. And shout out, I gotta get one shout out to Sam Darnold. He entered these playoffs, and people was like, man, he gonna turn the ball over. He ain't had no turnovers.
Bullshit.
He ain't had no turnovers, Steve-O. Sam Darnold shut it a lot of people up. They was like, man, he gonna turn the ball over. That boy ain't turned the ball over. And he had probably had the best game versus the Rams, but he did everything necessary versus the Patriots yesterday. And
he made sure I'm not the reason. I'm not losing us the game.
That's a fact.
He won it, and even then, if the stats don't show, he made some big time throws when it was
Yes.
necessary.
Yes. So you got to show love and give him respect in that, because the man got a ring before Lamar, before Josh Allen, before
Baker,
Joe Burrow, before Baker Mayfield, before Jordan Love, before like, bro,
all they ass.
he got a ring before a lot of these guys, and there are a lot of
Patience is
people see
key.
him and rank those players higher than him.
That's why I keep trying to tell you. That's why I made that video. The way we evaluate these quarterbacks is backwards now. Backwards as hell.
Yep. But hey, before we get up out of here, Steve-O, we got to talk about Puka Nacua, who was throwing shade at Sam Darnold. He tweeted out a laughing emoji and put Sam Darnold, to in which Ernest Jones responded and said, "Ain't you at home? Goofy ass." And I'm right with Ernest Jones. Puka Nacua has been an idiot for the last few months, just saying dumb shit. You can't laugh at somebody that sent your ass home. Sit this one out, buddy, old pal. Puka Nacua, this ain't your battle. Maybe y'all can lace him up and go at it next year, and then you can talk some shit. But you got sent home, buddy. You got sent home. And last time I checked Puka Nacua, the game ending play happened with the ball in your hands, and you couldn't get out of bounds. I think you should sit this one out, Puka. Steve-O, what you think about the whole back and forth?
I see why that heifer left his ass. You just a pure peon. Like you just a goofy. Like I don't even got nothing to say for real, because it's just like each and every day it's to stay and say, if you shut the fuck up enough, people will show you who they are. And you don't even gotta say nothing to Puka. He just you keep hearing his name, and it's not because of his play. Shut your fucking Mulana looking ass up and just play football. I don't even like to say shut up and dribble, but some of y'all just need to shut the fuck up and play, because y'all not that bright. Let the bright motherfuckers talk. Let the motherfuckers that can speak, know how to speak, people that's mature, talk. I'm tired of all these wide receivers and these young players, and they just doing and saying anything. Ain't no context behind nothing. Fuck is you laughing at? He's playing the game you want to be at.
Facts.
He whooped your ass 2 weeks ago. What are you talking? What are you laughing at? He literally whooped your ass. No turnovers. Whooped your ass. Like, what are you laughing at?
Crazy work.
Like I said, and the football got a funny way of humbling people. So I'm gonna just sit back and shut up and watch.
Yeah, because we just seen another football player throw away his career.
over some basketball. Like, bro, I was like, bro, go find you another kid. You tweaking out over a girl, bro?
A girl, bro.
A girl? We finna lose everything we work for, possibly over a girl. First of all, nigga, if I got a Lambo, I hit that motherfucker against nobody.
Out of real fucking.
Let alone that. But you chasing it, bro, let her go. And not that you could go find another one. Yeah, bro, I don't even want to get into that, because people like, you need these young dudes need some help. No, these young niggas need to be locked the fuck up.
Simple. Especially when you do some shit like that.
That's just dumb.
Absolutely.
Stupid, reckless.
That is reckless, dumb, stupid, all of the above. And there's no excuses for the shit that he did. He a grown man. He know what the fuck he doing.
I don't give a fuck about he 22, 20. I don't give a fuck. He know what he doing.
He grown. He know. But hey.
And in Atlanta
oh, the real boy. But hey, that is it from us. Steve-O, you got anything left?
Hey, just because we got 7 more months don't mean we gonna be gone in 7 months. We gonna be here. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
You already know the off-season coverage will begin. So y'all make sure y'all lock in and get ready for a good time over the off-season, talking about a number of topics in regarding teams, players, and the draft, free agency, etc., etc. Stay tuned in, man. The football talk will not stop. Before y'all get up out of here, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always love football. And y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
This has